Hi, so welcome back for another video, and today we're gonna look at a very interesting headphone that kind of begins with a story. So a while ago, there is an AKG Q701 and a Koss KSC75, and they both love each other very much. And then this was born, the AKG K7XX. Actually, no, it's a mod. It's kind of a Koss mod. It's the K7XX with a KSC75 driver on it. I would dub it the K75C or the KC75, whatever the fuck you want to call it. All right, it's the K7XX with these on inside of it. So that's essentially what this headphone is, and overall, it sounds completely different than the Q701. And I would also say it's different than the K. Actually, no, I don't know how the K7XX actually originally sounds like. Because I bought these broke. So they were broken when I got them. And so instead of buying a new 50mm driver, I said, hey, why not give these a go? Since, Koss mods are pretty common, but nobody actually done this, right? So essentially, it's a K7XX that I took apart because original one have a blown driver. So I took the drivers out, opened this up, took the drivers out. Essentially just plop the KSC75 inside it, foam and everything. So I took this, I opened this part up and you can see the wires and the solder here. I cut the wire, or actually no, I didn't cut the wire, I just like desoldered it so it just hangs out. And then I resoldered I have a little bit of extra wire to resolder it onto this and this, which is actually how the signal goes through, because the signal goes from here, the 3.5mm jack that I've also added, because stock, it either doesn't come with a detachable cable or come with a mini XLR like this one here. So all I did is just kind of solder the wire here into here and the new driver in there. And tuning wise, as you can see, I have used the Grey Dakoni Foam with the Brainwaz XL velour, no, not velour, Microsuede. I have tried the velours and it sounds okay. It's a little bit more mid-bassy or lower mids, like emphasis, so it's a bit warmer with these. But with the velour, it's a bit more neutral, which I like. Actually, no, you can play around. Like if you prefer a warmer sound, you go with these velour ones. If you prefer like a little bit more well-balanced sound, go for these. But overall, it's pretty good. And as you can see here, it's all like the original foam in here. So the Koss foam is in here. A couple things I have, it's actually very easy mod. Just take these apart and then you put the drivers in and then you do the soldering. However, you do have to melt down the corners here, like just like this bit, because let me show you real quick. Because as you can see inside here, there is like the very over-engineered hinge system that the AKG uses, and it's a rather thick hinge system, as you can see how deep the driver is actually like in there, and all these gap here, it's to allow the hinge to exist. And as you can see in the original design, you can kind of go like back or like up and down and then left and right. This one, because how thick this shell is, it can only go up and down right now. However, it's really a non-issue since these pads are very compliant and you can actually tilt the headphone this way and this way. So it's not a huge deal in that sense. And overall, how does it sound like? I'd say it sounds like, wait, hold on, sorry. The phone's ringing. Let me answer a phone call real quick. Oh, it's Hifigo. Right. Right, Amazon Prime Day is coming soon. So you guys have some pretty big sales going on? Okay, you send it to me over email. Definitely, I'll definitely show my audiences and see what it looks like. I mean, not what it looks like, but what's the new sales gonna be? Wow, there's like some like 20, 30, 40% off. Is there? I'll definitely take a look at the email and, see what's going on. All right, and today this is a segue to our sponsor. Wait, no, sorry. There is no sponsor. Hifigo's not paying me to do this. So I watch too much Linus Tech Tips, right? Like segue to the sponsor, but segue to a bit of a Hifigo segment. Whoop. All right, so let's check out what Hifigo ended up sending me, or at least the email, not physically, right? So, Prime Day sales, 35% off, up to 35, not everything 35. That's pretty nice. You got the Juicier Defiant game fidelity. So, a gamer version with likely with an inline mic on the cable, so you can chat with your friends and whatnot. Juicier Fiesta. This one's actually pretty interesting. This thing have a massive bass shelf. That's like very Zeos coded. Like you would expect this one from a Zeos collab, not the more sensibly tuned Defiant from a Zeos collab. Look, actually, the rest of the IEMs on this list, at least on this page here, it's pretty sensibly tuned. This one is just super silly with like a 10, 15 dB bass shelf. Like it's like a subwoofer basically. If you look at the frequency response on their website, of course, Awful Performer, Awful Explorer. These are more or less sensibly tuned IEM with like good bass, decent treble and stuff like that for across different price ranges. And these seems to be nice headphone amps or portable DACs, that kind of thing. And yeah, that's pretty much for Amazon Prime Day. Oh, they actually have 22 items for sale, so I think that's what 13 more items beyond these. There are like IEMs, a couple of DACs across different budgets. So check out the Amazon storefront during Prime Day, which should be today or tomorrow, depending on when I actually release this video. But yeah. All right, and we're back to the headphones themselves. So, these guys, right? So how does this setup sound with the foam and these ear pads? So this sounds more or less neutral. The treble is still a bit hot. I would consider like maybe putting a second layer of foam in here, or maybe use a little bit denser foam. But because of a slightly spicy treble, it actually gives us some rather unique characteristics that the stock one or something like a HD6XX doesn't really offer, right? So these drivers have like a little bit more grainy treble. And after the mod, it becomes like a very textured treble. So like if you have like some sort of bass or string instruments, that texture comes through a lot, like a lot. And some might say it's like a little bit too prickly, but I also like quite enjoy that feeling of like that extra tactileness that this mod now offers. And I think it's a lovely headphone. With some EQ, it can definitely be a little bit better. And bass wise, it's still a little bit bass light. It's like there's not much like sub bass like the like planar of EQ or something like a Grell OAE1 would sounds like. But I think it's plenty and satisfied enough where the upper or mid bass is emphasized enough, where the point that I don't find it lacking. Imaging and soundstage wise, the original design is known for having this like stupidly wide soundstage, and okay imaging, and I would say the soundstage of this is not as wide. Actually, it can be wider. If you remove this foam, it will be wider. But just as it is, like with the gray foam and these ear pads, soundstage is actually okay. It's not too wide, and imaging is fine, more or less okay, good. I think it's better than the original Q701. That's my thought process, because like I play like Wars games like War Thunder and etc. So positional audio is still very important in these games. However, I think my favorite for like gaming wise is actually my HD558. I know it's a weird, but that headphone have better imaging than the HD6XX. I wouldn't say it's staged any wider, but the imaging is most definitely better. The 6XX is still very good, but the K7, what should I call it? the K75C. This thing is the modded one. I call it the K75C because why the hell not, right? And I think it's good. Like, it's not a bad choice. Like, after the mod, it's definitely a fun mod if you want to play with this, because like it's pretty cheap. You buy a broken pair of K7XX or K702 for, I don't know, like $20-$30, and then a pair of these for like $15 when I got on sale. Actually, it's like I started making these and tuning these off and on quite a long time ago during Thanksgiving last year. But yes, I mean, I got these for like $15 a pop, and the socket here kind of glued on because like I didn't have any way to actually hold this in because it would just kind of pull in and out. So I kind of glue this on here. The socket's like, I think it's like $1 a pop because I got like a bundle for like $5. I got like 6 of them, or 5 or 6 of these guys. So overall, it's like all in, I think $70 is pretty fair for this entire setup because like the ear pads are 20, the tuning foam, it's like $20 or $15 for the whole pack. But if it just use 2 sheets, and that kind of breaks down to like $2 a pop, I think. So overall, it's like under $100. You got a pretty good headphone, and actually, I wonder if I actually created something better than the new Koss A550, right? It would be hilarious if this monstrosity of a Koss mod sounds better than the Koss A550. That would be hilarious. Actually, I don't have the A550, so I would have to eventually compare the two, right? So if I can buy one or somebody lend me one, I can compare and contrast, and maybe this is like the A550 at home, because the A550 is like $350 or $400 depending on when it was released. I think it's like $350. So overall, it's a pretty fun project for myself. It spent a lot of time like choosing the right ear pads and the foam. I landed on this gray one. It sounds pretty nice with the gray one. I think if you choose the thicker black ones, it might even tame the treble more and actually a bit more smoother and more pleasant sounding as well. And I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. One more thing is that I have a couple more like drop headphone, like the 6XX, the ESP95X. Technically, the Gorilla AE one also counts because it's also a drop product at that time. And I can definitely do a review on all 3 of them, like a big, longer format video to review all 3 of them. Maybe I'll throw in reviewing this as well, because like Drop also have a version of this guy. It's like the K75X or KXC75 or something like that. What else? I think that's pretty much it for this video, and I hope everyone have a beautiful day, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe or comment any suggestions you guys want me to do. I also have a couple of other headphones I could review. I just haven't gotten around to do it. Actually, no, I have another Koss, is the Drop X Emu, the purple heart ones. Those ones are also pretty fun. I actually modded them open back for a little bit and then I put it back into closed back, but that's another story that I will eventually write a review about. And yeah, really thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you want to, and have a good day. Bye.